So, it's E3 next week, and like everyone else in the gaming community, I am at once curious and generally apathetic towards the whole experience. However, there have been some interesting pre-E3 announcements made, as well as various rumours flying around. So, in the first of this double header, we're going to take a look at what we are expecting and hoping to see at this year's E3. And then next week, we'll take a look back on E3 and see how inevitably wrong I was and everything. So, without further ado, let's get started. We've got quite a lot to get through. Oh, and I apologise for all the terrible music puns throughout the show. You'll see. Bethesda have decided this year that they have enough new stuff to show us that they're putting on their own conference for the first time, a trend we'll discover through the course of this episode. Elder Scrolls Online has finally had its console release last week, so doubtless they'll mention that in an attempt to drive sales. They've also announced they'll be talking about their reboot of Doom, a game I cannot wait for, using the shortest trailer ever. There's also rumoured to be an announcement for a second Dishonored game, and the timing of it would make sense considering how successful the first one was a few years ago. There's also free-to-play battle arena action game Battlecry. And there's something else I'm missing, isn't there? Oh, what's that game everyone's talking about that... Oh, they're gonna mention it. Oh yeah, Fallout 4. Expect to hear plenty on this one, considering the rumour is it's actually coming out Christmas this year.
Tainted love. Tainted love.
Expect the usual stuff from Microsoft as they continue to rebuild their E3 reputation. Halo 5 Guardians had its beta recently, so expect them to commit a huge amount of time on it here. Rise of the Tomb Raider has already been announced as a timed Xbox exclusive, so expect them to remind you of that amazing deal. There should also be some sort of Gears of War announcement. If not a brand new game, then some sort of HD re-release maybe? With the success of the new Mad Max film, you might expect them to bring up the new game they're going to be releasing somewhere. There's also Quantum Break, which we may finally see, despite its constant pushbacks and delays. There's other exclusives like Crackdown and Scalebound that we may hear more from, as well as something from the recently announced Rock Band or Guitar Hero series. Oh, and then there's the overly ambitious and inevitably disappointing HoloLens. And expect them to talk about the newly announced 1TB console, and the actually does its job controller they're finally going to put out. Hopefully EA will do more than last year and show us some actual games rather than just a load of concept art and developer diaries. Mirror's Edge Catalyst now has its name, and apparently it's neither a sequel nor a prequel. So it's a reboot? Reimagining? Rewind? Expect to hear more on that. Everyone in Forbidden Planet hopes they'll show us new Mass Effect, and I'd be surprised if we don't have at least a CGI trailer somewhere. Star Wars Battlefront is likely to be their biggest banker this year, so expect lots on that, and let's just all hope they don't chop it up into tons of DLC. There's Need for Speed too, if you give a damn about that franchise anymore. Oh, and also, sports! Ubisoft have several key games to show this year. The yearly Assassin's Creed continues to show its head, this time called Syndicate, and based in London. Be sure to visit all the sites, and crash your horse into a lamppost. Expect lots more on Rainbow Six Siege, and hopefully more on The Division, a game keenly anticipated by many, but really sorely lacking in details right now. Just Dance will happen again, as will Rabbids, and more Ubisoft UbiArt indie development stuff, who delivered some very interesting games over the years. But oh, don't expect Beyond Good and Evil 2 anymore. Rumour has it the project's been cancelled altogether. Sorry guys.
It's only words, and words are all I have to take your heart away.
Uncharted 4 is easily the biggest announcement here. Since the guys who made The Last of Us have been away for a few years, we can expect a lot, and hopefully we'll actually see some of it as well. Until Dawn will be around, and hopefully we'll actually learn what it is this time. And that's really it for first party at the moment. so maybe expect a big surprise or two from other Sony developers. Metal Gear Solid 5 will probably get its outing here, and with the release coming up and all the controversy surrounding Kojima and Konami, they need to put that under the rug and show us something good. Arkham Knight is also out soon, so expect them to be pushing that pretty hard. VR will be a big presence again, so expect to see more Project Morpheus, and hopefully a release date and or price somewhere. Lots of indie stuff is to be expected, with The Witness, Everybody's Gone to the Rapture, Volume and Abzu all expecting releases this year. And will there be The Last Guardian this year? Maybe? I don't really know if I care anymore. What is more interesting is what else is rumoured. Call of Duty has always appeared with Microsoft at their press conference. Except apparently this year, Activision may be swapping sides. No Zelda this year, guys. Sorry. They're not ready to show us the new open world Wii U game. And no NX either, the brand new hardware they're working on. So what have we got to show us? You'd expect them to talk about amiibos, maybe apologise for how few of them they've made, and then promise a load more they won't deliver on either. Star Fox is probably the biggest game we know about, and it'll be a good return for the series after so long. Mario Maker will get a release date, Yoshi's Woolly World similarly. For JRPG fans, Shin Megami Tensei X Fire Emblem will hopefully get a showing, as well as the new 3DS Fire Emblem game. There'll be DLC for a few of their current games, but I'm not really sure what else there is here at the moment. They usually have a surprise or two for everyone, so we can look forward to that, hopefully.
Rise like a phoenix out of the ashes, seeking rather than vengeance.
Apparently Square Enix need a conference as well. Hard to see why though, or just how many games they'll be showing us. Deus Ex Mankind Divided is probably the biggest one. I'm a huge Deus Ex fan, as I may have impressed in a previous video, so expect lots more details here for that game. Rise of the Tomb Raider will be around again, and we may actually see gameplay in this one, as opposed to a CGI trailer that they might show at Microsoft. Final Fantasy 15 won't be shown apparently, which surprises me a bit. I mean, they've got a conference for the first time, so why not at least mention it? Just Cause 3 may make up for some of that, and let's be honest, there aren't enough series as dumb and silly as Just Cause, so we can all look forward to it. Kingdom Hearts is long overdue now, after it was a tease a couple of years ago. And might we see a new Hitman game, since one is yet to be announced for this current generation of consoles? I mean, it's just a thought. Another new conference, this time for people who play games with their PC. Whatever that means. No Valve announcements is the biggest news here, although expect their VR headset Vive to show up somewhere. In fact, a lot of VR stuff is expected at E3, hopefully this time with some concrete release windows and prices. XCOM 2 is an interesting case, since it has only been announced for PC thus far, so expect it to have a real showing in this one. More interestingly, there's rumoured to be a Dark Souls 3 announcement too, as a PC exclusive title. That'd be a huge departure for a company so intrinsically linked to Sony, but you never know. Lots more indie titles expected here as well, and also more from the money-guzzling space sim Star Citizen. Oh, and you'd imagine Blizzard would take centre stage for a while, with medieval Team Fortress wannabe Overwatch, more stuff on Heroes of the Storm, and expansions for its various other titles, all expected. So there you have it. You can catch all the press conferences live between the 14th and 16th of June, with full details available on E3's website. If you're in the US, things will tend to start at around 9 AM and finish 7, 8 o'clock in the evening. Whereas if you're like me and you live in the UK, well, I tend to start at about 6 PM and finish about 5 in the morning, so yeah, it can be a bit of a late one. Next week we'll do the second part of this double bill, where I'll go through and assess everything we saw, and realise how little I know about the games industry after all. So yeah, I'll see you then. I'm gonna get some more coffee.